Hello and welcome back to another video on this channel. In this video I will be explaining the nested for loop concept in C language. So stay tuned and watch the whole video. Okay, so the best way to describe a nested for loop is with the normal table. We know that this is defined as rows and these are the columns. So row 1 and 3 columns. Okay, so if we take a look at this nested for loop, we can see that this is the outer for loop and this is the nested for loop. And the I is defined as row and the J is defined as column. Now, we can see that I is defined as to be 1 and I is equal or less than 3, which means this is true because we know that 1 is less than 3. So it will go down below to this nested for loop. Now J is 1 and J is equal or less than 3. So this condition is also true. So this sentence will be executed. So let's say we will be taking an element as input and we will install it in this cell. So now the J++ will make it J2, 2 less than 3. Now this condition is true. Again we will return to this execution. So again another scanf, which means 1, 2, because I is 1 and the J is now 2, which is this one, I1 and J2. So we will have another element set up in this cell. And again, because of this J++, we will be getting back in here again. Notice that now J is 3. So 3 equal or less than 3. The condition still holds true. So again, we'll be taking a scanf and through this, we will take an element set up in this cell. Now, because there is no fourth column, the J++ will make it J equal to 4. 4 equal or less than 3. This condition is not true. So the next line will not be executed. Rather, it will get back to this one, this I++. Now, because of this I++, we will have an increment in here and it will become 2. Now, I2 means the second row. And so we will have a second row like this. So row 2 and column 1, row 2 column 1. Okay, so it will go down like this and again we'll be executing this for loop. J equals to 1, J 1 is equal or less than 3, which is true. So again a scanf and an element will be taking as input and it will be set up in this cell 2, 1. And the J++ will make it J equals to 2 now and 2 equal or less than 3, which is true. So this line will be executed again and so it will go on like this. When the J++ makes it 4 again, 4 equal or less than 3, this condition is not true. So this line will not be executed and it will get back to this I++ again. I++ will make it 3 now. 3 means we will have another column, another row. So this third row and 3 equal or less than 3. So this condition is true. So it will proceed downwards. And the nested for loop, the J equals 1 and this condition is true. So scanf will take an element as input and it will send it to this cell, like third row, first column, I3, J1, which is this one, 3, 1. And then again scanf, because of this J++, it will be J equal to 2, 2 equal or less than 3. So this condition is true and it will store the elements in this way again and again. Now, the J++, when it makes it the J equals to 4, now that condition will not be true. So again it will come back to this one, I++. So now I will be equal to 4. Now notice that I cannot be greater than 3. So if I is equal to 4, that condition will not be true, and in that case this for loop will not proceed anymore. So that is how the for loop actually works, and you can see that how this whole thing is actually working in a practical C language. Alright, so this is the C code that I wanted to introduce. Like as I have said that the row was 3 and the column was 3, so it will be written in this form. I'm using a 2D array to make it a little bit simplified, and as you can see I have discussed the whole part throughout the video. And so if we run this code now, let's say we enter any element. So first row, first column, it has been set as this element. Okay, and again if we type in another element like 65, then first row, second column, 65, and we can keep doing this, and we can see that the columns are getting filled with the elements, but the row is still the same. Now because the column is 3 and it can't be greater than 3, so it won't be any column as 4 or something. So let's say we type in another element, and look, it has shown an increment. The row is now 2, and again the column is 1. So this element has been set up as the second row, first column. And let's say we keep doing this, and so on. So the code has run perfectly like this. First row, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column, and when it reached the third column, it moved on to the next row, which is the second row. So second row, first column, second row, second column, and so on. So that is how a for loop nested for loop actually works. So that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any question regarding the nested for loop, let me know in the comment section.